everyone. My name is Devin, and it has been 5.5 years since I have had chronic, long term, untreatable insomnia. Yes, 5.5 years. So 19 and a half. I remember the day vividly. Literally, like, I'd almost given up any hope of ever fixing the insomnia, ever. Like, it was like hopeless. Like, it felt basically hopeless because I tried everything, like, everything under the sun, basically to fix this, like you guys probably have. And but one last try, I was like, okay, my uncle's telling me that this crazy carnivore diet thing could work. Hasn't worked. Like eating meat hasn't worked. Whatever, it hasn't worked yet. I'll try it. First day doing strict carnivore, I slept, and I remember I woke up that morning, and I was at my grandmother's house. My brother and I were working on one of my dad's apartments, and like I woke up like out of my grandmother's bed. And I just like got in the ground because I had like I got in the ground. I cried like with happiness because I had gotten 8 straight hours of sleep, like unbroken sleep, and I'd woken up feeling refreshed for the first time in my life. Literally, like it was this unique feeling. And how I got to that point was, and you probably heard my story if you got to this point, but just reiterate it briefly if you haven't. So my grandmother had insomnia, still has insomnia. My mom has insomnia. Though less so now because she does most of the things I recommend, but not quite as rigorously as she needs to. So she still does develop, but she's taking it with supplements, supplementing more seriously, but still. Anyway, though, I had the worst insomnia of the bunch. It's this kind of like genetic autoimmune insomnia, I believe, and like complex insomnia, multifaceted. But back to the story, just to summarize it for everyone, it's basically like growing up, very little. I like had like trouble falling asleep, like as long as I can remember. Not good sleep quality. I'd wake up, I'd like just be up like a lot. And then it wasn't really an issue though; it was more of an annoyance. And then it became an issue as I hit middle school. High school, it became worse and worse. I tried literally every diet on the planet to fix it. Ended up developing worse health problems in the process of trying to fix it because of all the conflicting misinformation out there, just following stuff for even like really reading the scientific studies and trying to discern what I should do. Still ran into a bunch of mistakes, developed like erectile dysfunction for a year, ended up peeing blood, pooping blood, developing really crazy digestive issues, fixing those digestive issues when I was like 17, 18, recovering my health a bit, health tanking again. As I go into college, because they cooked everything. Well, they cook everything in soy, but I found out finally, eventually, like that the spray they use to spray all the containers they put the food in when they're putting it out for display, that spray was just soy based. So they'd label stuff soy free because they were worried about soy allergies, and they put it in containers that were sprayed with soy. But anyway, though, so I stopped sleeping like entirely, basically the first semester. And the second semester, I hadn't really figured out what was going on because I just didn't like I didn't have enough brain power to figure it out because I just wasn't sleeping. But I like intuited that the food was poisoning me somehow there, so I just stopped eating all the food, started cooking all my own food, and then I was able to kind of parse out that soy was giving me insomnia or like soy based things, seed oils, like, but I still was having like crazy reactions. And like at this point, since I hadn't slept for like, that was when I had the month I didn't sleep, month of October, my freshman semester. Since that period, even fixing my diet and going back to what I've been doing in high school, which had kind of been working, like a senior year of high school wasn't working anymore. And it was just like just not sleeping like at all, like really like, and just as I was going up to the point where I eventually went the carnivore diet, I just think my sleep was just getting worse and worse. Like my diet was really good, like honestly, by the standards of what I'll tell you guys to do. Like, and this is why I know that you can be eating a really good diet and still have insomnia if your body's gotten to a certain point of breakdown, because once you're so chronically stressed, there's a variety of reasons we'll get into why this happens. your body becomes much more reactive to everything. And we need to get ourselves out of this hyper reactive, hyper stress state, which is almost impossible to do if you're experiencing insomnia, because as you know, you're experiencing insomnia. Like, your body needs to sleep in order to stop stressing out. But because literally the cortisol is causing inflammation that's fueling your inability to sleep by stressing you out. Inflammation produces cortisol. Cortisol produces inflammation. You need to sleep to break the cycle, but your body can't sleep because of the cycle. This is the essence of the insomnia cycle. And there's other systems involved. It's very complex. There's a lot going on, like gut dysbiosis, and like how that can lead to like digestive issues that then like you have to like rehab your gut, because I had to rehab my gut. So anyway, so back to my story. So carnivore, started sleeping again. Woo! But I was still taking paracetam at the time because my brain was still really not working. And I was taking massive amounts of paracetam and caffeine. And then I was taking those in the form of energy drinks. The energy drinks were really bad because, so as a carnivore, I had diarrhea. And I don't know if the diarrhea, like, I think I've had gut dysbiosis my whole life because I always kind of had bad breath issues. And it was always like the least of my problems because I had the insomnia. So I'm like, I have to fix the insomnia, and then I can try to fix the other stuff first. I mean, the gut's connected, but like until you can fix, so you start sleeping, you can't fix the gut problem. So um, I don't know if the gut problems were before, but anyway, when I was on carnivore, I was just having constant like liquid poops. Like, my body seemed to have, and I don't know, maybe that wasn't actually the dysbiosis. I don't think the liquid poops themselves were the dysbiosis, because the Mongols eat a predominantly, pretty much exclusively meat based diet, and they have pretty much exclusively liquid poops, but I don't think they have dysbiosis. So I was having the liquid poops, and then I was consuming energy drinks, and I think the liquid poops may have been fine, but the energy drinks gave me gut dysbiosis. I know that for a fact, and I've confirmed that through hundreds of people, like coaching sessions with people who have IBS as a direct result of energy drink consumption. That's a direct, I think it's through the artificial sweeteners, which I believe exclusively feed bad bacteria. So by exclusively feeding the bad bacteria with the artificial sweeteners and the other stresses of the stimulant, but stimulants themselves are actually, can be used very beneficially, as you'll see later in the course. But energy drinks are really bad because the artificial sweeteners and a lot of the chemicals in them feed the bad bacteria, create dysbiosis. Dysbiosis equals IBS, equals bad digestion of food. And as you'll see, digestion of food is paramount. So anyway, though, so the energy drinks. Anyway, though, I was consuming energy drinks because Whoopi, just being silly, like, it's like, oh, like, I'm still sleeping. My attitude was like I was still sleeping, so like I didn't really care at the time because like you'll see, like, once you start sleeping, whatever though. Anyway, so I started sleeping. I was drinking energy drinks, and I was still sleeping, so I was happy. But gut dysbiosis creates a whole bunch of problems. And then, since I was only eating meat for so long, I ended up developing intolerances to other things that I probably already had. I had to like get my body adjusted to eating like food again that wasn't just meat, because my body kind of lost the ability to eat food that wasn't just meat because of the gut dysbiosis. They even like lost the ability to like eat meat, really. So I was having really bad just digestive issues at the time, which I believe were partly based. I think there's all like, get some complex theories about this, but they're not necessarily relevant to you guys, so I'll keep them to myself for now. I'll keep this just like what's going to help you sleep. But basically, I was able to fix the dysbiosis with the protocols I'll share with you later in the course. But anyways, I had dysbiosis, fixed the dysbiosis, fixed the IBS. Like, I had such bad IBS. I was pooping like 10, 12 times a day, maybe more, like every half hour. I was pooping so much I couldn't like drive to the store because I'd have to poop before I got to the store, and then I just have nowhere to poop. And it was this like spray painting the toilet diarrhea, awful poops. Um, and I fixed that with the protocols I share with you later in the course. And then went about fixing my metabolism. So this is about 19, started sleeping like 19 and a half. 21 developed the really bad gut dysbiosis, and like I was 21 and a half, and then fixed the gut dysbiosis when I was like 22. Started fixing my metabolism like 23, got my metabolism going good. Now I'm 24, and like doing really well now, 24, almost 25. So again, I'm Devin, and it has been 5.5 years since I've had chronic, long-term, untreatable insomnia. So, and the health ramifications thereof. So, yeah, doing really well right now. Just took 2 weeks off. That brings us back to today, I guess, and wife and kids sans that story, but just taking 2 weeks off from jujitsu because doing a lot of work and it's good to take some time off. And I just dropped like 6 pounds without doing anything from just eating a lot of good food and sleeping and taking due time off after hard training. It's my story.